as an author. There is this book that you wrote, Ishu. What kind of a question is that? How can you be asking a rhetoric question, Ishu? Ishu?
The book, the title is Issue is Not Satan.
Okay.
Exploring the indigenous
Yoruba
Issue
is not Satan, yeah.
Yeah. So the book is like an introductory book into Isheshe.
Okay.
That is the Yoruba indigenous practices and the worldview, the Yoruba cosmology. And so the title Issue is Not Satan is just like a pivot or like an anchor line to go through the point, because the misconception of Issue being Satan, I think, is the most widespread all around. So that's why I decided to tag it Issue is Not Satan, to pick it from there.
Okay, now let's now talk about Issue and Satan. Who is Issue? Who is Satan?
Well, let me start from the one that is strange to me, and that's Satan. Because in the Yoruba landscape, we don't know Satan. There's nothing like Satan in our own landscape until the coming of Abrahamic religion, Christianity, Islam. We don't know anything like Satan. Satan do not exist in our world, so I don't know about Satan.
Okay.
But we know about Ishu.
Who is Ishu?
Ishu is one of the Iromale. And that is primordial deities sent from Olodumare. They are messengers of Olodumare. There were many of them who came. We call them Iromale. Iromale, or people say Okanlenirinwo Iromale. That's 401 Iromale. Ishu is one of them. Among them is Oshun, Ogun, Obatala, and all of them, they came together from Ikoliorun, from the source, from Olodumare, to hate. They were messengers, and each of them carries.
That's
yes, Ikoliorun. Well, you may call it heaven in English, but we call it source because it may not. We just mean the celestial word, the other word.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Yorubas believe that we have other word that the agents of God, the servants of God lives, or let's say spirits. Are they spirits or supernatural?
No, they were beings. They were our forefathers.
Beings, right?
Yes. They were just beings with extraordinary capacity, and because they were sent, they were the first set of beings sent from Olodumare directly to form the head. So each of them carries a precise messenger. For example, Obatala is in charge of forming of human body. We call it Buriara, the skeletons, the framework. And Ogun is the pathfinder. Is the one that leads the path. That's why they celebrate Olojo in Ife, and that is in regard to Ogun, the dawn of the first day, because every clarity, everything that dawns, Ogun is in charge. The technology, the fact that we are here today, we can broadcast.
Odun Olojo, that's Olojo.
Benny. So Ogun is, because Ogun is the one that cleared the path for the first dawn in human history. So that's why they celebrate the festival in honor of Ogun till today.
Okay.
So Ishu is the one that carries the power of Ashe among the other Iromale. Ishu is at the center point. Ishu is a neutral force that makes sure that you get the right consequence for whatsoever you do, whether good or bad. It's up to you. But good or bad is an existing force in our world. They are parallel force, they are balanced. Tibitiri ladaliaye, that's the belief of the Yoruba. Iriwa lakboton, ibiwa lakbosi. Iri and Ibi, they are not necessarily the opposite of each other, but so they are like balance.
Okay, so Ibi,
they are balanced.
What can you call Ibi? The consequence of what they've done? What?
No, Ibi is a parallel force in this world. That we are here alive. Ibi is part of us. Even when a child is born, they said Ikeji.
But nobody wants to encounter.
Yes, that's why they say there is an Ifa that says Ojo Abari Binibi Wole. Ojo Abari Riniri Wole.
But Ibi Wole, no, that Ojo, no.
No, that day they buried in the book. I wrote an Ifa verse there that says, I don't know if I can go on, but it's in Yoruba.
You can say it.
There is another verse there that says, Obesino gbófẹsẹ̀ jágbàwo, adífá fún re, ìrèntí kọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá kọ̀lé ayé. Obesino gbófẹsẹ̀ jágbàwo, adífá fún ibi, ibi náà tí kọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá kọ̀lé ayé. Ìjẹ́jọ́ abárí ibi ni bí wọlé, ìjọ abárí ire ni ire wọlé. There's a story that is attached to it. You know, when Ire and Ibi, they were coming from the source to earth.
Were you there?
No, we were not there, but they were recorded in Ifa. Ifa is the compendium of the Yoruba wisdom.
That's what I want to know, because I know you were not there.
No, I wasn't. But we have the reference in Ifa, and we all say it that Ibitiri Ladaliaye. So we can, we can join the 1+1 from expressions. That's how we, you know, we are logical beings, we are researchers. We can. How come the sayings exist till now if it doesn't carry the meaning?
Okay.
So how come we still have the record in Ifa that people say around? We have the Ifa reference that we can point to if they do not exist. So how come we have placenta by the side of the child?
Okay, what was the motive behind Ishu is not Satan?
Well, over a very long time, there's been a lot of misconception in the Yoruba landscape due to, you know, foreign religion, foreign practices, westernization, and even neo-colonialism. And there has been a lot of that misrepresentation, misconception in our space, whereby people think the Yoruba culture is evil, is to be drawn backward. Ishu is the one in charge of evil, you know, the indigenous practices is full of evil only. And one of the most widespread of the topic is people saying Ishu is Satan. They correlate it, and that's why
I think it's according to the Holy Book, because in the Holy Book, Ishu is being referred to as Satan.
Which Holy Book?
The Christian Holy Book.
Is Ajayi Crowder that translated in the English is Satan. You have even you have Jesus. Jesus.
Yes.
You have Adam. You have
what I'm saying is, what makes a lot of people mix concept the two is because, you know, when you're a Christian and you read the Bible, you will see there that it's Ishu is being used to represent Satan, and you know that a lot of people do not even bother about who translates the Bible.
So it's an error of the man who translated the Bible, and that's Ajayi Crowder.
Could you call that error? Because now, as according to what you said the issue is the one that balanced the good and the bad. Yeah. So going by that translation too, in the Bible, you will see that really everything that was written about Satan was just all bad. But the only thing is, Satan will not come to you if you don't have its element in you. Like, if you don't go into sin, Satan will not touch you because you have become fire for Satan.
But in the Bible, there are references that even Satan can suggest that you do something, can suggest evil to you.
There is still the Holy Spirit there that will also suggest.
Well,
so it depends on what you want. Like you being a traditionalist now, I want to believe that there is a balance in this thing. There is a spirit that will always want to lure you into doing bad things, and there is another that will tell you this thing you want to do is not good, and this is the repercussion. So now, I am not saying that it's right, but if we say that Satan is not issue, an issue is not Satan, how can we even clarify it for our people? Because you know that's a issue. I have seen where they used to worship issue before. It's been represented by stone. Really?
Yeah, it's one of the something like a representation. We call it Ibo. That's Nyagi. They use the Nyagi to represent it. Every of the Romale has, for example, Romela is Okpe, the sacred knot. Da Okpe. Sago is Edonara. So all of them have, you know, like an icon.
Where I'm going is now, how do we get our people, to believe in our own thing? And not to see it as something that is a taboo. You know, because we are born into a Western culture and religion,
Yeah.
and many of our children, let me say that, do not even get to know, especially those that were born into the Western religion. And even some of our parents too, they're adopting these religions already. So now, how do we believe in our own? How are we going to go about it that we will not see them as a taboo for us to do? Because as a Christian, if I say, I'm going to my family house, we want to celebrate Ogun, that's from my lineage, we worship Ogun, or we worship Oke. You know, there are some family that they call Aboke.
Aboke.
And so many others like that. People will see you as, Kefeli Lele. You don't really believe in what you practice, you know. So how do we make our people to believe in these things?
Well, I think it's a long process, because all this infiltration as we have it today do not start today. It has been long programmed. And this is why we do what we do. Kind of people like me, being an author, documentary filmmaker, the other people who have written books on Yoruba indigenous practices, traditional religion, and all of those things. A lot of people, researchers, they've made the clarifications, and there are information out there. So it now depends on people embracing the knowledge because it's funny that Yoruba people, they don't know anything about themselves, but they know a lot about other people, about other people's tradition, practices, and all of those. It's so funny, and it's, I don't know how to describe that.
I think that's peculiar to Yorubas indeed. Even our language, to speak our language, we really feel, láàrin àwọn èèyàn kì máa máa sọ Yorùbá.
So Yoruba, we are so inferior.
We have this complex. Let me just put it that way, because if we still the Igbos, they speak their language. The Hausas, they speak their language. In fact, they even prefer not to understand English at all. They believe that everyone must understand their language. For Yorubas, we are the ones that will be telling our children, stop speaking vernacular. Imagine.
And it's so funny that nowadays, there are a lot of time I speak, maybe I say an expression or a word. People begin to look me one way and say I reject it. They don't even know the meaning of what I'm saying. Instead of them to ask, what's the meaning? They will reject, they will shy away,
like
they will start rebuking.
What do you say that people will
just
say,
normal word.
I reject it.
Even if I say, Olodumare, Obanishe, people will be like, Olodumare.
Olodumare
as if it's
Olodumare is God.
Yeah, he's a supreme being. So as if it's a special or something they've not. But because, we've drawn ourselves away from a lot that makes us a people. Even a lot of Yoruba, what we say today, they are only conversational Yoruba. They are watery Yoruba. We don't speak the depth of it. And in Yoruba language, we say, a man saw and sorrow, and we throw. And every of our word have an impact when we throw the word. A man sorrow. So, but nowadays, people just speak, they talk, just conversational. Shoti jeun, shoti loli, malo sun, malo. But that's what So we've watered it down to conversational. And when we see people who speak actual Yoruba, we see them as demonic. And just because we don't understand, our mind has been that programmed to think all that belongs to us is evil.
I'm learning a lot. Okay, but we can keep continuing. We can keep talking about the book, because I still want us to talk to you being a filmmaker. So now, a filmmaker, how many films have you produced?
Well, let me make a clarification that I'm a documentary filmmaker.
Okay, just documentary.
Yeah, just documentary.
I have searched everywhere. Maybe I'm going to see one or two.
Yeah, they are on the internet space.
Just the documentaries are there.
Yeah, on my page, Ayankola, Ayanwuyi, and I create majorly for AIF Yoruba Cultural Center.
AIF, what's
yes,
the
AIF Yoruba Cultural Center. It's a cultural center that will produce documentary films and cultural content on Yoruba culture and traditions.
Okay, so how many have you produced?
I've maybe more than 15 documentaries. I've produced documentary on Olojo. Yeah, of course,
Of course, your place.
A documentary Ogbomoso from Ajagungbade Keta to Orumagege Keta. I produced a documentary on that, and the space sitting, the new king. When he was enthroned, I produced a documentary to narrate the story, the history of his becoming and his ancestral lineage from the past show to this one. I've produced one, the space sitting prowess of Egungun Ajomogbodo. It has been screened at many international folklore film festivals around the world. I'm the first to produce documentary on Oranfe Unilena from Ife.
Oranfe.
Yes, Oranfe is one of the progenitor of the Yoruba people. Many people don't know, but there is one of the promedia. So I'm the first to produce a documentary, a multimedia content creation on that subject. So I've produced many documentaries, at least more than 15.
That's a great one. So would you like to tell us the institution you attend, your course?
Yeah, I hold a BTech in mathematics. I studied mathematics in.
Can you imagine, mathematician?
Yeah, and I finished with second class upper from the Federal University of Technology, Mina.
Okay.
Yeah, so after that, I've proceeded. I have certification, diploma in filmmaking, cinematography and lighting, and around the works I do.
So what is the correlation between mathematics and being a traditionalist now? Because that's what I can call you.
Well, importantly, if you want to define it in, you can say cultural advocate or cultural storyteller.
Ambassador?
Well, I've not been appointed one. But
Okay.
I'm a cultural advocate, cultural storyteller, documentary filmmaker. This is inherent. This is who I've always been, who I was born with, growing up in Ogbomoso with my grandmother, my family. I've always had this knowledge. So it's not something strange or that I pick up by the way. So, yeah.
That's a great one. Now, before we call off this segment, before I wrap it up, I have some few questions like, okay, now let's talk about the way people see you. Okay. When you talk like a traditionalist, like, okay, you say, instead of saying maybe Allah or Jesus, you don't say Olodumare. How do you normally feel when people react to your ways?
It's one of the things I say. Even my intonation of Yoruba, people comment, I don't know what special. People comment.
No more funny now.
I don't know. It makes me feel, I tell them if I don't speak like this, that means I'm a bastard. If I don't speak English like a Yoruba, that means I'm a bastard. I have to speak Yoruba,
English. Is interfering with your English.
And right? I'm fine with that. That's the way it should be. What do you expect?
Of modern tongue.
That's the way it should be.
But you know that some people speak without interference. Maybe that's what.
It means something is wrong with them. They should check themselves.
No. It's just that they have mastered the two.
Really?
Yeah.
Mastered?
Yeah.
I really doubt. It has to be there. It should be there.
Okay. Well, my people at home, I know you've learned one or two things. So from now, don't say Ishu is Satan. No. Satan is not a issue. Yeah. We'll just wrap it up. Yeah. I want to say thank you to my guest.
Thank you for having
Ayankola, Ayanwuyi. Thanks for coming. And we'll move on to Blast from the Past from here. And then that's yellow guy. The yellow papa will now come back to come and join me. Well, let's go for Blast from the Past.
Well, my friends.